Nearly $1 billion. That's what's sitting in the Powerball jackpot right now. $950 million to be exact, and it's driving Americans into an absolute frenzy. Gas stations across the country are seeing lines wrapped around buildings. Convenience stores can't keep up with demand, and suddenly everyone's become a mathematician calculating their odds of striking it rich. But here's the thing. While everyone's dreaming of yachts and mansions, the real story behind this massive jackpot reveals something fascinating about human psychology and our relationship with impossible dreams. This isn't just another lottery drawing. We're witnessing the sixth largest Powerball jackpot in history, a prize that's been rolling over for 38 consecutive drawings since May 31st when a California player last claimed the top prize. That's nearly 3 months of growing anticipation, mounting excitement, and increasingly desperate hope. The jackpot started at a modest $20 million and has snowballed into this nearly billion-dollar beast that's capturing headlines worldwide. What makes this phenomenon truly remarkable is the mathematical impossibility most players are chasing. The odds of winning? 1 in 292.2 million. To put that in perspective, imagine filling a swimming pool 40 feet wide, 120 feet long, and 5 feet deep with M&Ms, then hiding a single green one among them. Your chance of finding that green M&M while blindfolded is essentially your chance of winning Powerball. Yet ticket sales have doubled in the past week alone. The psychology driving this lottery fever reveals something profound about the human condition. We're witnessing what researchers call probability neglect. Our brains literally cannot comprehend numbers this large, so we default to hope instead of logic. When faced with life's financial pressures, stagnant wages, skyrocketing housing costs, mounting debt, the lottery becomes more than entertainment. It becomes a psychological pressure valve, offering the one thing traditional financial advice cannot: immediate, albeit infinitesimal, hope for complete transformation. This jackpot represents more than money. It's a mirror reflecting America's economic anxieties, mathematical limitations, and eternal optimism. As millions line up to buy their $2 tickets, they're not just purchasing lottery numbers, they're buying dreams, hope, and a brief respite from financial reality. The story behind this $950 million jackpot begins with a calculated redesign of the American dream machine. In 2015, Powerball underwent a critical transformation that fundamentally changed how these massive jackpots are created. The Multi-State Lottery Association made the odds significantly worse, jumping from 1 in 175 million to the current 1 in 292.2 million, while simultaneously making smaller prizes easier to win. This wasn't accidental. It was strategic engineering designed to create exactly what we're seeing now: jackpots that grow to psychologically irresistible levels. The mathematics are elegant in their simplicity. Worse odds mean longer periods without winners, which means more drawings, more ticket sales, and exponentially larger prizes. Since May 31st, when a California player won $204.5 million, we've seen 38 consecutive drawings without a jackpot winner. Each failed drawing feeds the beast, with ticket sales generating roughly $2 to $3 million in additional prize money per drawing. The result? A feedback loop where larger jackpots drive more ticket sales, which create even larger jackpots. Historical analysis reveals the genius behind this strategy. Before 2015, the average Powerball jackpot hovered around $95 million. Post-redesign, that average jumped to $141 million, with billion-dollar jackpots becoming almost routine. We've seen 10 jackpots exceed $1 billion since 2016, including the record-breaking $2.04 billion won by Edwin Castro in California in 2022. But there's a darker economic undercurrent driving current lottery fever. Research from the Federal Reserve shows that 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency expense without borrowing money. Housing costs have increased 47% faster than wages over the past decade. Student loan debt has reached $1.7 trillion nationally. Against this backdrop, the lottery isn't just gambling. It's become a twisted form of retirement planning for millions who see no other path to financial security. The timing couldn't be more perfect for lottery officials. Summer traditionally sees increased discretionary spending, vacation mentalities, and heightened social media engagement. Add in the psychological phenomenon where large numbers become abstract concepts our brains can't properly process, and you have the perfect storm for lottery mania. The American public isn't just buying tickets, they're buying hope manufactured by mathematical precision. The $950 million Powerball frenzy has unleashed a nationwide economic and social phenomenon that extends far beyond lottery terminals. Convenience stores report unprecedented traffic increases, with some locations seeing 300 to 500% spikes in customer visits. 7-Eleven stores in major metropolitan areas are ordering additional security due to crowding, while rural gas stations that typically sell a handful of tickets weekly are moving hundreds. The Jackpocket app, which allows online ticket purchases in 17 states, crashed multiple times this week due to overwhelming demand. Social media has become a virtual lottery fever ward. TikTok videos showing people buying hundreds of tickets have garnered millions of views, while Facebook groups dedicated to Powerball strategies have exploded in membership. The hashtag Powerball Jackpot has generated over 50 million interactions across platforms, with influencers sharing elaborate spending fantasies and supposed winning formulas. This digital amplification creates a dangerous psychological feedback loop, with a perception of widespread participation drives even more participation. The economic ripple effects are staggering. During this 38 drawing streak, 56 tickets have won prizes of $1 million or more, and 558 tickets have won $50,000 or more. These secondary prizes inject millions into local economies, but the true economic impact lies in the opportunity cost. Americans typically spend $80 billion annually on lottery tickets, money that could otherwise go towards savings, debt reduction, or local businesses. Financial advisors report fielding unusual numbers of calls from clients asking about liquidating investments to buy more tickets. Perhaps most telling is the demographic breakdown of current ticket buyers. Research consistently shows that lottery participation is inversely related to income and education levels, meaning those who can least afford to lose money are most likely to play. Convenience stores in lower-income neighborhoods report the highest sales increases, while upscale areas show more modest spikes. This creates what economists call a regressive tax, where the poor effectively subsidize the dreams of the middle class. State education systems, the primary beneficiaries of lottery revenue, are experiencing windfall funding from this jackpot run. California schools alone have received over $156 million in additional funding during this streak. However, critics argue that using lottery fever to fund education creates a perverse incentive where states benefit from their citizens' financial desperation. The current Powerball phenomenon signals a fundamental shift in how Americans view wealth creation and financial planning, with implications that extend far beyond Saturday night's drawing. Behavioral economists predict we're entering an era where mega jackpots become psychological substitutes for traditional financial institutions. As savings account interest rates remain near zero and stock market volatility increases, lottery tickets offer the illusion of investment returns that banks and brokers cannot match, even if the math makes no sense. Technology will revolutionize future lottery experiences in ways that could make current ticket sales look quaint. Several states are piloting blockchain-based lottery systems that offer instant verification and automated prize distribution. Virtual reality lottery experiences are being tested, where players can experience their potential winnings through immersive simulations. The psychological impact could be profound. If you can virtually tour your dream mansion or test drive your fantasy car, the emotional attachment to winning increases exponentially. The most concerning trend involves cryptocurrency and digital payment integration. Younger demographics increasingly prefer digital transactions, and lottery officials recognize this shift. Plans are underway for crypto-based lottery systems where prizes are paid in Bitcoin or other digital currencies. This could attract an entirely new generation of players while potentially making lottery addiction harder to detect and control, as digital transactions lack the physical limitations of cash purchases. International lottery participation represents another frontier. The success of American mega jackpots is inspiring similar games globally, with several countries planning billion-dollar prize pools. This could create a worldwide lottery arms race, where countries compete for international players through increasingly large jackpots. The psychological and economic implications of global lottery fever could dwarf what we're witnessing domestically. Perhaps most significantly, this jackpot reveals how financial desperation drives irrational behavior on a massive scale. As income inequality continues widening and traditional paths to wealth become increasingly difficult, lottery participation may evolve from entertainment to essential psychological coping mechanism. Future policymakers will face difficult questions about whether states should profit from citizens' economic anxiety and whether lottery systems represent legitimate revenue generation or exploitative taxation of hope. As Saturday's $950 million drawing approaches, we're witnessing more than just another lottery event. We're observing a collective American ritual that reveals our deepest hopes, fears, and mathematical limitations. This jackpot represents the intersection of engineered psychology, economic desperation, and eternal optimism, creating a perfect storm that has captured the imagination of millions while simultaneously exploiting their vulnerabilities. The numbers tell a sobering story. $292.2 million to 1 odds, $80 billion spent annually on tickets, and countless financial dreams deferred in favor of mathematical impossibilities. Yet behind every ticket purchase lies something profoundly human. The refusal to accept that circumstances are permanent, the belief that extraordinary change is possible, and the willingness to invest in hope even when logic screams otherwise. These aren't necessarily negative traits. They're the same qualities that drive entrepreneurship, fuel innovation, and push humanity towards seemingly impossible achievements. The real winner in every lottery drawing isn't the jackpot recipient. It's the system itself, which has masterfully transformed mathematical desperation into voluntary taxation. State education systems, funded by lottery revenue, benefit from every losing ticket. The convenience store owners, app developers, and media companies covering lottery fever all profit from this collective delusion. Even the eventual winner becomes part of the marketing machinery, Their story used to sell hope to the next generation of players. But perhaps there's wisdom in this seeming madness. In a world where traditional financial advice offers slow, incremental progress toward modest goals, the lottery provides something economics cannot: immediate transformation potential. For many players, that $2 ticket represents the only investment vehicle that could realistically change their lives within their lifetime, however improbable. So as you watch Saturday's drawing, whether as a participant or observer, ask yourself, what does our collective lottery obsession reveal about American society? Are we witnessing financial exploitation or the democratization of dreams? And most importantly, what would you do if those numbers actually came up?